Hey everyone, it's dark, I know, and I'm not putting the video on myself this time because you can't see my face anyway because the only light is the street light and it's not bright enough to light my face. It's currently 1:30 in the morning on Thursday, well, it's actually now Friday morning. Thursday night, Friday morning. Yeah, same deal really. And I want to talk to you about mental health. I know a few people in my life who suffer from anxiety, people who suffer from post-traumatic stress, people who have depression, people who are going through things. Last year for me was probably the worst year of my life. I went through a lot of anxiety, a lot of triggers, a lot of stress. I stressed so much that I dropped 21 kilograms between January and September. Would not have a clue if I've lost any more since then, or if I've gained some maybe, but I don't think I have. And I was in a really bad headspace for a really long time, and my sister from another mister, whose name will remain out of this video, was my rock. She was really there for me, and I've got another sister from another mister who lives a bit further up north, and she was another rock for me. Another one that lives locally who was also very helpful, and I've been trying to help her through some stuff as well. The first one I mentioned is also going through some stuff, and I'm dying to get back up to where she is to see her, to make sure she's okay and to try and be there for her. And I've been trying to find a way to do that. I've been doing all of my travelling last year pretty much on my own. I never took any passengers other than my dog at one point. And it would be really nice to take someone with me and not have to do it on my own for a change. Just some company, someone to talk to while I'm travelling. I've got a local friend. He's been pretty helpful to me. And I mentioned the possibility of maybe him coming with, but he seems to have misunderstood what I meant by that, and he blew up at me and started ranting at me in messages, like voice messages, which has been quite triggering for my PTSD. I made a New Year's resolution that I wasn't putting up with that kind of shit this year, and up until this point, I didn't think this person was capable of triggering me this badly. This person's been through some stuff too, also suffers from a few things. I'm not in the best of headspaces myself right now. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I need to talk to someone before my head explodes. So I've had a brief conversation with my mum. I've sent a brief voice message to one of my sisters from another mister. And now I'm making this video because I need to get it off my chest without actually going into too many details, because I don't want people to identify the people I'm talking about. I really don't know what else I can say at the moment. I'm just not in a good place for about the last hour or so, maybe 2 hours, something like that. The person responsible for this tonight is normally quite a nice person. I know the person has a temper. I won't explain why I know that, but the person does have a temper. But I've been misunderstood, and once again I've been accused of having an ulterior motive, which I don't. And so right now I'm thinking I don't need this bullshit right now. I don't need this drama in my life. And as fond as I am of this person, I'm going to give this person space. I am not going out of my way for anybody that's going to treat me like that. I am stepping back. I am not reaching out to this person. If this person wishes to speak to me, they can reach out to me. And any other plans we may have had are now indefinitely on hold. And it is my plan now to pack a bag, put a few things in my car, and if nothing is resolved tomorrow, or well, today I should say, in the morning when daylight hits, if nothing is resolved, then I will be making a trip. My parents are still in New South Wales. I will be going to stay with them for a couple of days, and hopefully I will catch up with my sister from another mister who is going through some stuff at the moment. I'll be able to make sure she's okay, and I'll be there for her, because I love my sister from another mister as much as she's told me she loves me. We are like sisters. We're not blood, but we're close. And I just want to make sure she's okay. And I'm doing this video just to get this off my chest, because there's no way in hell, after what I've been through tonight, I'm going to be able to go to sleep. Because once again, I've got a cyclone meeting a tornado in my head. I've already had my little teary, and I've pulled myself together. And I'm trying to rationalize things in my head now, and I'm trying to tell myself that I don't need this anymore. I don't need this crap. So I just thought I would share this video, because there are people in this world who have mental health conditions such as PTSD, anxiety, depression, and the like. And those of us who suffer from that don't need people blowing up at us, misunderstanding us, or treating us with disrespect. We don't need to be triggered. So please, when you're talking to someone that you're aware has one of these conditions or all of them, or anybody that you know of that's been through some serious trauma in their life, please be more mindful of how you speak to them, because we don't need to be triggered. There is not enough respect in this world. These days we're living in a circus and we're governed by clowns. And the only way we are going to pull through this is if we all band together. And by banding together, we work together. We don't work to tear each other down. Friends don't do that to each other. So if you know somebody who's suffering from post-traumatic stress, depression, anxiety, or anything like that, please consider their feelings. Consider how they may react when you speak. Think before you open your mouth. What I went through last year was horrific. Like, I've been through trauma before when I was much younger, but as you get older, you mature. And by the time you start to mature, you know you've learned a few things from those past traumas. And the last thing you want to do is have to face more drama. You don't want drama hunting you down and causing you to go through more trauma. Before I went through this trauma last year, I was cautious. I was very cautious about what was going on for me. And the person who pulled me out of my shell, basically cracked my shell wide open, I thought this person legitimately cared about me. I thought this person legitimately felt the connection that I felt. And a couple of weeks after we labelled ourselves as what we were, things completely changed. I'm still a little bit lost as to what actually happened. I know what my brain tells me happened. My brain tells me that this person never had those feelings to begin with and was just acting out of desperation for company themselves because they were lonely and they wanted someone to care about them and they wanted someone to love them. This is what my brain tells me is happening, or was happening. My brain tells me that the feelings and everything, it was just the stuff that was said to me was what they thought I wanted to hear, what they thought I needed to hear in order for me to give them what they wanted and what they believed they need at the time. At some point, they've realized, whoops, I've made a mistake. They were too cowardly to tell me that they'd made a mistake. Instead, they went looking for another woman. This is what I believe happened. This is my scenario in my head. I don't know for sure exactly what happened, but this is the only logical thing that makes sense in my brain. This person was still talking to other women. This person, during the 5 months that I was strung along, was hooking up with other women and actually got into a relationship with another woman and moved in with that woman. Messed me around, messed me up in a big way, basically tore out my heart and shredded it. And I had to go through a massive roller coaster to try and get myself back on track, to heal myself. The sister from another mister that I planned to go and see was there for me. She helped me immensely. When my will to live was starting to dissipate and vanish, she was there to pull me back. When I was self-harming to cope with the level of emotional pain that I was going through, she was there. And so was my other sister from another mister and the local one too. 3 friends, 3 female friends, all that live, well, one lives very close, but 2 of them live very far away. But they were all there for me to help me rationalize what was going on and to help me pull out of that void that I was stuck in. Every time I tried to take one step up the ladder that got me out of that void, something else would happen to knock me back off that damn ladder again, and I would find myself back in that deep pit. I finally pulled myself out with help from those friends. I got out of that void, and then this one that's triggered me tonight was there, reached out to me, and has been very, very helpful in helping me to heal. And I'm very appreciative of that. As much as this person has triggered me, I appreciate that help. I appreciate the care. I appreciate that they've allowed me to help them when they've needed a hand with something or another, and that they've shown me their appreciation for the help I've given them. I appreciate all of that. But what I don't appreciate is being yelled at over basically nothing. What I was accused of suggesting was not what I was suggesting at all. What I was accused of supposedly doing is not what I'm actually doing. I don't have an ulterior motive here. And I went through shit last year. I refuse to go through shit this year. My New Year's resolution was new year, new me, new life. And if this is already happening, it's a red flag. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm shutting myself down, and I am not allowing this shit to drag me down again. So for anybody watching this, just be mindful when you are talking to people who have mental health issues. Because those people, they're not necessarily seeking your attention. They just want your understanding and your respect. People that go through this shit, we're damaged. We're damaged and we just want to be accepted. That's all we want, to be accepted, to be included, and for those that we care about to care about us too. We're not desperate. for attention. We're not desperate for people to suddenly love us and care about us and give a shit about us and want to do everything that we want them to do. That's not what we're doing. Most of us. There are some that do. No, we just want to be accepted and understood. And we need respect. And we need people to stop misunderstanding us. So if you're suddenly angry about something that someone has said to you, before you get angry, before you explode, ask the person, is this what you meant? And have the person explain to you exactly what they meant before you go misunderstanding them. Because the more you misunderstand a person that's suffering from PTSD, the more you're going to trigger them, the more it's going to create conflict. And that is the last thing a person suffering from PTSD, anxiety, depression, or any other mental health issue needs. So I'm going to leave this video here right now. I just thought I'd put this out there. There are people in this world who have these mental health issues, and there's a lot more of them at the moment because of all the bullshit that's been going on over the past few years. All the COVID nonsense. Some people believe in it, some people don't. Some people are jabbed, some people aren't. How about we put all that shit aside, we band together, and just for once we stand up for what's actually right. What's right is that we should have bodily autonomy. We should have the ability to choose, to be free, to be able to live our lives without assholes who think that they are high and mighty, who are greedy, who are evil, trying to control us, trying to manipulate us, trying to kill us off one by one. We don't need that shit. Let's band together, people. Banding together is going to solve it all. Because there are more of us than there are of them, and there are strength in numbers. Have a good one, everyone.